This evening, Guyana Water Incorporated celebrates 15 years. Money to improve Guyana's security sector to soon be released. Guyoil introduces ultra-low sulfur diesel. Attorney General to receive a bevy of ministerial advisors. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, government embarks on multi-million-dollar healthcare improvement plan. And internationally, Republicans have passed the healthcare bill in the House of Representatives.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. Guyoil introduces ultra-low sulfur diesel to its fuel offerings. The oil company was able to take advantage of a recent surplus of diesel production from neighboring Suriname. Here's more.
For the launch today can be described as a leap in the right direction.
On Wednesday, Guyanese oil company Guyoil officially unveiled its newest fuel, ultra-low sulfur diesel. Recently, Surinamese oil company Statoil upped its production of the diesel, to which Guyana was able to buy up some of the surplus fuel.
The ultra-low sulfur diesel that you have is 3 parts per million. Okay. So this is what, from 15 parts per million and lower, it's what is known as the ultra-low sulfur diesel.
Typically, diesel contains a concentration of sulfur measured at around 5,000 parts per million. The ultra-low sulfur diesel, or ULSD, that Guyoil is offering is measured at 3 parts per million. High sulfur levels have many environmental consequences.
Sulfur contributes to sulfur particles within the atmosphere, which causes atmospheric smog.
Sulfur is a commonly found chemical in many substances, including fossil fuels. In its natural state, it is not inherently toxic to the environment, but when it is burned, sulfur particles are released into the air and react with water, oxygen, and other chemical particles in the air to create smog. When it begins to rain, the toxic soup falls back down to earth in the form of acid rain. Nations such as the United States are determined to avoid this and heavily charge those who are non-compliant.
If a vessel enters U.S. waters and they're not using ultra-low sulfur diesel, and if you have a container on that vessel, there's an additional charge of 100 US per container. So I think this is a message to all of the shippers who are going out of Guyana. You need to start bunking ULSD at our Guyoil terminal.
The usage of fossil fuels, such as the ULSD that Guyoil supplies, will help Guyana to comply with stricter international guidelines regarding air pollution. Complying with international environmental regulations will have many benefits for Guyana beyond preserving the environment.
Basically be able to enjoy for a wider spectrum of vehicles because we'll be able to bring in more models that we could not have brought in because of the issue with the fuel, right? You will get better consumption and your vehicle is going to work better.
A representative of Massey Group Nissan Auto Sales Division explained that the move to sell ULSD is not only beneficial to the environment, it is also beneficial to the economy. Due to strict environmental regulations, vehicle manufacturers will not export to nations that do not uphold their environmental standards. With the availability of such fuel in the nation of Guyana, we are now one step closer to building a greener economy. Today, the Guyana Police Force donated $3 million worth in musical instruments to the youth groups of G Division, Essequibo Islands and Coast. This just 2 days after another similar donation was made to the Scouts of E Division in Linden, bringing the total value of donations to $5.5 million. The instruments were donated by Food for the Poor Incorporated to Assistant Commissioner Clifton Hicken, whilst he was commander of A Division. He then in turn thought it was best that the Scouts and youth groups of Divisions E and G be the beneficiaries. The instruments donated are as follows: 1 complete marching band set, 1 bass drum, 2 snare drums, 2 trombones, 1 tenor saxophone, 1 alto saxophone, 2 clarinets, 4 trumpets, 2 flutes, along with cleaning kits and accessories for each. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, they also indicated that arrangements in terms of training will be done for the youths twice per week. Senior Superintendent Mansell thanked the force for the donation and promised that he will make sure the youths care and make full use of the instruments. He also said that a special band will be formed comprising of 70 members from the Queenstown Youth Group. Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenidge told reporters on Wednesday that funds for the country's Security Sector Reform Action Plan, SSRAP, may be dispersed to Guyana by the end of 2017. Andrew Weeks reports.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge said the U.S. $4.7 billion SSRAP grant was signed between the former government and Britain in 2007 and could be restored by year-end. This was made known during the discussions they had with their counterparts when President David Granger and team made an official visit last week to the UK.
And that was what the discussion was about, to ensure that those areas that they even at that time had identified as necessary for Guyana to secure external support, and which Britain was prepared to provide, could be implemented. And so that security arrangement is to be reactivated, and it is the mechanics of that were under discussion.
The Security Sector Reform Action Plan was scrapped in 2007 after the British government had requested to have oversight of the program was to ensure that there was value for money. President David Granger signaled his administration's intention to have the SSRAP reintroduced. Since signaling his intention, he met with former UK Prime Minister David Cameron and British High Commissioner to Guyana Craig Quinn on the matter. Mr. Greenidge also stated that Britain has its own expert here.
What might call a scoping mission to see, as of now, what exactly is needed, how much of that money could be utilized, and what should be the priorities, how it should be changed compared to 2007.
Russell Comby, a retired Lieutenant Colonel, British Army, has since briefed the top brass of the government about his experience in security and his role in Guyana. The former UK military officer possesses global expeditionary experience, ranging from hands-on tactical level to the strategic political military interface. He's said to be proficient in the assessment, operational planning and conduct of security operations in complex and multi-agency environments with host nation, police services and non-governmental organizations. Business hopefuls to Guyana also brought up the private sector concerns where investment and trade are concerned with Venezuela, knowing the border controversy looms with Guyana. Minister Greenidge explains more.
Perhaps I can say that in relation to the private sector, I suppose they asked about the general framework and the outlook for security. They asked about the prospects of the areas bordering Venezuela, for example, being affected by the problems in currently being experienced in Venezuela, and by, if you like, the behavior of Venezuelans and of Venezuelan institutions in relation to the sector. And we, of course, gave them the assurance, as did a number of the other companies, that they could rest assured that as far as we could see, and as far as is reasonable, what was being experienced on the Guyana side of the border as regards cross-border security would continue. In other words, there is no reason to expect that their investments on Guyana's side of the borders would be threatened in any way. So that was the tone of the exchanges with the investors themselves, whether they be those who were discussing sugar, because we did speak to investors who had traditionally helped to market our sugar. And also we spoke to service agencies, the whole set of them. I don't suppose that you want the list, but some of them included, for example, the Crown agents and those who were interested in investing in the mining sector, gold mining, and other mining areas. For example, British firms, some who were based outside, and the like.
It is believed that with the implementation of the SSRAP, the country's security sector will be significantly strengthened. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Don't go away. Coming up on Headline News after the break, GWI celebrates its 15th anniversary, and Attorney General to receive several ministerial advisors.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town. Served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Froggity's Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Today, Guyana Water Incorporated celebrated its 15th anniversary, but the Director of Commercial Services focused mainly on the many accomplishments made over the past year and a half. Here's more. On Thursday, Guyana Water Incorporated held a ceremony to celebrate their 15th anniversary. At today's event, Executive Director of Commercial Services and Customer Relations, Marlon Daniels, lauded the accomplishments of GWI CEO Dr. Richard Van West Charles. Many of his efforts over the past 18 months focused on boosting morale and capacity building for all employees across the board.
But I will speak about the simple things that we find to be very impressive, the touching things. We have paper towels in our washrooms. We have hand soaps in our washrooms. And these are very simple things. They're very small things, but they're significant gestures. We've recognized that for the first time in our history at GWI, that training programs have been extended to all levels of staff, not only the managers and the directors and the engineers and those of us that have degrees. The point I'm making is that the common worker, the line worker, now feels that he has a place at the table. And this is very, very important in the drive to boost staff morale. Commitment or contracted staff to improve their capacity. I recall late last year, the utility conducted a series of training sessions in good customer relations to all field and contracted staff who risk life and limb, who also risk their health to enter manholes and trenches around Georgetown and other regions. Something that's, again, simple but significant. These workers can now take a shower before they go home. They're not faced with the indignity of taking public transportation after a hard day's work.
The improvements were not only done internally. Water service throughout the nation has expanded significantly over the past year and a half, with over 100,000 citizens now receiving water for the first time.
100,000 residents have received water for the first time across all regions of Guyana. And I give a few examples such as Silver Hill in Region 10, Colbert City in Region 9, there's Camarang, Kako, Quebinang, Riverview, and Carao in Region 7. There's the Glasgow House and Scheme and Sandport in Region 6. And there's the Wayakabra, Kurukuru, and Hillfoot communities in Region 4, East Bank, Demerara.
Also, Daniels referenced the controversy surrounding the company's use of anti-effect. In GWI's effort to distribute treated water to its customers, the water company received intense backlash after it was found to be using the chemical disinfectant.
It's what we wanted to use to ensure that water that leaves the tap, that comes into our homes, can be consumed. I wouldn't call a name. What I will say is that we continue to look for such products that can bring real quality to the product that we deliver.
Even though the company has discontinued the use of anti-effect, they are not deterred from one day reaching their goal of providing safe, high-quality potable water to all Guyanese. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams has been provided with a battery of eminent legal minds to serve as ministerial advisors. Minister of State and Cabinet Secretary Joseph Harmon made the announcement at his post-cabinet media briefing on Thursday. Andrew Eakes reports.
Cabinet has approved the establishment of a Ministerial Council of Legal Advisors to the Attorney General and Honorable Minister of Legal Affairs. The functions of the Council will include providing legal analysis and advice on the development of the justice sector, the government's legislative agenda and litigation matters.
Cabinet Secretary and Minister of State Joseph Harmon. Minister Harmon said too that the Ministerial Advisory Council will also be responsible for having an input in legal policy design and to engage stakeholders with interest in justice sector where appropriate. He also announced the names of the persons who will make up the Ministerial Advisory Council.
The council will comprise the following members: Justice Duke Pollard, the former judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice; Justice James Patterson, the former High Court judge; Justice Claudette Singh, CCH, former Justice of Appeal of the Appeal Court; Professor Harold Lachman, CCH, former professor of the University of Guyana; and Professor Harold James, a professor at the University of Guyana. The council will be assisted in the execution of its mandate by support staff from the Ministry of Legal Affairs.
Lachman and Patterson were recently chairman of two commissions of inquiry, one into the Public Service Commission and the other into the deadly prison unrest. Former Attorney General Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nanlal has often criticized Minister Williams' performance. Will this new battery of legal minds turn things around at the AG's office? We'll keep you posted. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Health has officially launched their non-communicable diseases strategic plan with a $48 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank. C News reports.
In an effort to tackle non-communicable diseases in Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Health has rolled out a 5-year national policy aiming to reduce the levels. At the launch of the National Strategic Plan for the Prevention and Control of NCDs from the year 2017 to 2021, Chief of Operations for IDB, Karina Coburn, gave a breakdown of how these diseases affect this country.
80% of all deaths in Trinidad and Tobago are attributed to NCDs. Over 50% of the population aged 15 to 64 years are overweight or obese. Rates of overweight and obesity in school children aged 5 to 18 years increased from 11% in 1999 to 23% in 2009, a 109% increase.
The plan is being funded by a $48 million loan from the IDB. Health Minister Terence Dialsing shared how it would be used.
A lot of this is going to be dedicated into different components. One, reduction of risk factors, so diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol. Getting people to adopt a different lifestyle. So education is going to be a significant component, which includes behavior change and modification.
Minister Dialsing also shared the plans to improve physical activity around the country.
A significant part is going to be bringing down outdoor gym equipment to be used by the population and placed in strategic areas. A significant part of the loan is going to be retraining and re-equipping our primary health response. So we want to take our population away from secondary hospitals and tertiary hospitals and put them back into their community settings, so the health centers.
The Ministry of Health also intends to adopt a new slogan, Healthy Me, Healthy You, Healthy TNT. Marie?
And internationally, House Republicans have passed their ambitious plan to repeal and replace Obamacare after several fits and starts, sending the measure to the Senate, where it is expected to be significantly revised. More in this CNN report.
That's the group. Thank you. Thank you very much. This really is the group. What a great group of people. And they're not even doing it for the party. They're doing it for this country because we suffered with Obamacare. I went through 2 years of campaigning, and I'm telling you, no matter where I went, people were suffering so badly with the ravages of Obamacare. And I will say this, that as far as I'm concerned, your premiums, they're going to start to come down. We're going to get this passed through the Senate. I feel so confident. Your deductibles, when it comes to deductibles, they were so ridiculous that nobody got to use their current plan. This non-existent plan that I heard so many wonderful things about over the last 3 or 4 days after that. I mean, I don't think you're going to hear so much right now. The insurance companies are fleeing. It's been a catastrophe, and this is a great plan. I actually think it will get even better, and this is, make no mistake, this is a repeal and a replace of Obamacare. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake. And I think most importantly, yes, premiums will be coming down. Yes, deductibles will be coming down. But very importantly, it's a great plan. And ultimately, that's what it's all about. We knew that wasn't going to work. I predicted it a long time ago. I said it's failing. And now it's obvious that it's failing. It's dead. It's essentially dead. If we don't pay lots of ransom money over to the insurance companies, it would die immediately. So what we have is something very, very incredibly well-crafted. Tell you what, there is a lot of talent standing behind me, an unbelievable amount of talent. That I can tell you. I mean it. And, you know, coming from a different world and only being a politician for a short period of time, how am I doing? Am I doing okay? I'm president. Hey, I'm president. Can you believe it, right? I don't know. I thought you needed a little bit more time. They always told me more time, but we didn't.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SaveTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Monday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thanks for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed Indian Arrival Day and a blessed weekend.